look at this. This is so great. Decorating your home for the holidays can be a lot of fun, but if you have a lot of stuff, where do you start? How do you pare it down? What do you do? We've asked interior designer Timothy DeClue to give us some pointers. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
And this is stuff you have in your place of business or that you use?
Yeah, we have a showroom in downtown Seattle at First and Seneca, and this is all stuff out of the showroom.
Isn't that awesome? So what is your philosophy about getting things together for the holidays decor-wise?
I think layering is probably the biggest thing. And,
what does that mean?
Layering. So starting with a base, like we have a log underneath here. You probably can't see it very well, but it's right in here. And just using a base and kind of building off of that, and then using your garland and adding glitter on top of that.
And
lots of glitter.
You said that last night while the power was out, you were busy spraying some things.
Yes, I was spraying some things and some risers last night with a flashlight out in my garage. So,
I wish I had been there to see that. But the fun thing is that means that things like this that have a metal surface, you can change that however you want from year to year.
You can, definitely. You can change the color from gold to silver, or you can even go red if you wanted to do that. So.
Okay, so when you're looking at like a tablescape or a home and you're starting to do the decor, and you've got a lot of stuff. Susie Wiley, where is she? She has like 13 tubs of Christmas stuff. And if we were going to help Susie decide which things to use this year, what do you think about?
I usually look at, when I walk into the space, I look at something like some clues of like what's on the mantle, what artwork is in the room, things like that. So you can kind of use that as your color base. So you can decide what color to do, and then you can play off of that and kind of build off of that. So, you know, if it's just pretty neutral artwork, you can do neutral, a base, and then add just a pop of color.
Obviously, you like metallics.
Yes, I love
So
metallics.
Let's talk about some of these. Tell us about some of the things you brought today.
So I brought some garland that is actually magnolia leaves that are in lots of different mixed metals, and so I really love mixing the metals.
Did they come this way, or did you spray them?
They came that way. I did not spray them last night, so they came that way.
Maybe that was one of your garage projects.
No,
but it could be, because this is pretty easy. You can spray these kinds of things. If you have things that don't match, then you can make them match if you want to.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
And then just building off of that, and so we also sell dinnerware and glassware, and so we do place settings, and so we have this metallic dinnerware that has gold and platinum on it, and it's made here in the States, and it's a small company out in the East Coast.
That's beautiful. So then you could change the charger.
The charger, and the charger actually is a pewter charger that has a faux bois wood, so that's for our fall look.
That is cool.
I also like to do stuff that you can transfer from fall into Christmas. So you're not buying all this stuff that you can only use during fall, and it has to be packed away. So it's stuff that you can actually use in your Christmas display as well.
Okay, let's talk about those. What would be some of the items that you
could repurpose? So like the acorn and even the magnolia garlands and the dinnerware can go Christmas either way.
You've got some chestnuts down there, some fall leaves, but they're red, so that could run you through the whole season.
They're red because they tie the red into the other holiday. So you can definitely use, I've done trees where we've actually done these leaves into the tree, and it's really beautiful and do kind of a woodland look.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of a nature thing.
Yep.
Okay, so you've got really nice garland underneath here, and that's a hard thing to find. Sometimes it's too sparse, too thick, too fake looking. How do you choose it and how do you use it?
I kind of have my go-to garland that we use every year, and I hope the manufacturer never discontinues it, because we can add to it. We do pine cones into it, and it's just a really good base.
Right.
So that's kind of my go-to garland that
Are you going to tell us the secret so we can put it on our website?
You can get it in my store.
Okay, very good. Well, at least put the address down. You've used pine cones, but you've used really large items. What's kind of a go-to thought about how you mix big things and small things without just having an explosion of stuff?
I think it's just a balance of trying to make sure that your items, you don't have really tiny items and then you have really big items. So it's a matter of like lining your items up and making sure they're all kind of the same scale. So it's all about scale.
All right, let's take a look.
And these pine cones are sugar pine cones, and they're out of Northern California.
And really, when you go travel, do you just pick them up? I do. I love pine cones from all over the place because you can't ever have enough of those. Let's take a look at some. I just saw us on. Look at this. Whew, that's a lot of stuff. Here's one of your little vignettes that you put together. Tell me what the thought is for this.
So those are icicles.
Gorgeous.
They're gorgeous, long 12-inch icicles, and that's kind of just a sparkly winter garden theme. Is what that is.
So the table and the mirror were already there.
They were there, yeah.
And that's an idea of how you could do something that already exists. Look at this.
And this is my home. This is my tree.
That is your home and your tree?
Yeah.
Oh, I am so impressed and jealous.
So we collect vintage ornaments, and it's fun to pull those together and go all around and find those.
Now, before we're going to see this picture, but that's your mantle. So what did you do that's different? The lighting is already there, the mirror, and obviously the fireplace. So what did you add to make it a holiday scene?
Lots of this garland, and then we always add like a little bit of extra decor, but I like to use regular decor in like we've done on the display here. We use like regular just decor pieces in there, so you start with what you already have and then just build off of that. And I think making the garland come off of the mantle
is just about to ask
a really great way to show it.
So that's a lovely, if you don't have a real fireplace, don't catch anything on fire. What do you have in the fireplace?
We have a mirror behind the candles, so we have half of the amount of candles that you actually see in there. And then they're just candles on risers.
You have a mirror behind the candles in the fireplace. That's genius. Okay, so let's come back out to see what we have here. Some of these things are not things you need to spend a ton on, right?
No.
So if you were going to go out to, say, a craft store and get some basic pieces, what are the things that you don't need to spend money on that look just as good?
I would say you can just buy basic stuff and buy glitter and spray glue and just kind of make it over the top.
And so when you add glitter to something like this, how do you do it? What's your process?
You would just spray it, and then you just sprinkle the glitter on, and like
spray
with that,
is there
there's
glue
a spray glue, yeah, that you can use, and you just kind of put it on to the bottom branches and do your gold, and then you would do 2 layers of different.
And then there are also some things like this. This is made of paper. Where do you find these things?
They're in my store.
Yeah. That's the answer.
So we do
it's all in the
everything
store.
you see on the table here, we do sell in the store.
And so you have these, you mentioned the place settings, but the glassware is so pretty too. There are things that we can't really necessarily find other places. How do you find these things?
I kind of source them all over. The decanters are a lead-free decanter, so you can store your liquor in them, and we import them from Poland.
Which is actually a source of a lot of glassware that's really nice. The decanter, things like this, are these the sort of things that we should spend a little more money on because we're going to keep those, they'll be safe for liquor, we'll keep them, they'll be
There's something you can use year-round, they're an heirloom, they're a gift, something that you can keep out year-round.
Right. Definitely. And in terms of metallics, I noticed this, the bronze, you've got the silver and the gold. Do you mind mixing the metallics? Is that kind of something we can do? Oh,
definitely. That's something you should do. I think when you have just like all platinum or all silver, it's very boring and it's not warm. And so it's a great way to warm it up by adding the platinums and the golds and the coppers.
And I like both in your pictures from your home and here you've incorporated a lot of wood and natural surfaces so that it is kind of a woodland theme that you've got going.
I grew up in the Northwest, so it's definitely my kind of my signature to all my design.
I will be at the store shortly.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And to help our studio audience get in the holiday spirit, Timothy is sending everybody home with a gift card to his shop. Please go. You're going to love it. We'll be right back. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.